So, apples. What sort of apples can we use? Well, really, it's more a case of what apples have you got rather than which ones can you use. There's a variety of apples on the market, but as a general rule, and I'm sort of like generalising here, think in terms of about 30% want to be the eater type apple, the cooking type apple, and 70% want to be the eating type. So we get the sweetness from the eating and we get the sharpness from the cooking. So a combination of the two apples is absolutely perfect for making cider. Obviously, if we're making apple juice just for drinking purposes, what we recommend is literally do that in one, do that in another, and then you can blend the two together so you end up with something that is to your taste. People say to me, what about pasteurising juice and stuff like that? I would always recommend that once your juice has been crushed, you keep enough out to last you about 3 or 4 days. It will keep in a fridge. It's absolutely beautiful. You don't want to add any preservatives or anything to it. If you've got more juice than you need for more than 3 or 4 days, then put it in the freezer, put them in those little 1 litre or 2 litre milk bottle cartons, the plastic ones. They're absolutely ideal for keeping it. They'll go in the freezer, freeze it down. When you want to use it, take it out the freezer. But as I say, apple juice is just awesome. It's really good. So let's have a little look at the actual crushing. As I said to you before, this is the stainless steel. The small stainless steel, it's got the really good teeth on it, it's got the side wheel, and we've just sat it here on a bucket for the demo purposes. We can also sit it by swinging the top away on the press. We can sit it on the press and then crush directly down. But at this stage I'm going to do it into a bucket and crush the fruit below. So we've got some apples here. The apples, they just need washing. Once they've been washed, don't worry about any black bits or the core or the pips or anything like that, because they'll all get sorted out. The mouldy bits or any bruised bits really want to get cut out. So we've cut these into halves and we're just going to load them here. As well do the rest, won't we? We mentioned Taylor, she looked at, didn't she? Steady on, Tiger.
Get me there, Nicky.
Yeah.
There's a nice bit of consistency to it. It's not like a slime, as I said earlier. It's really sort of quite furry, but as I'm sort of like starting to squeeze, you can see the juice actually running out, but it's not done that yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this now and we're going to put it into the crossbeam press. Now with the crossbeam press, what I've done is I've actually put a coarse straining bag on the inside of it. Now you've two options with your straining bag. You can either put it as I've done here and then put the fruit in, or if you don't want to use a straining bag, then you can catch the juice as it comes out from here and you can put it through a sieve. Now if we want to stop oxidization of the juice, i.e. the juice going brown, we need to add some Camden to that juice as it comes through. If we're not bothered about a little bit of browning and we don't want to use any preservatives, then obviously we don't have to. So I'm going to fill this now with some of the fruit. Oh, there's a lovely bit of juice at the bottom. Okay, we've now filled the basket with the pulped apples. We're just going to swing the top away, over and down, tighten up our connection bolts, make sure it's nice and rock solid, and down we come. Just need to make sure that this is central to the actual basket. Once it gets into position, it's fine. Press on, took my head off then. And we're now starting to press down. You can see the juice is starting. I haven't really applied any pressure, but we're just coming down onto the juice now, and it's starting to come out. Can you see it now coming out? And it really has got the most fantastic smell. So, I'll just get myself a little glass. It's got to be one of the maker's perks, this. That is just so good. So good. Right, so we've got the juice coming out, but because we've pulped it perfectly, we're finding that we're not really actually having to put much pressure on to actually get the juice out. So we're about halfway down now, and we've got, each of these jugs holds 2 litres, so we've almost got 2 litres of juice coming out already. When we get to friction as well, i.e. we find it really quite tight in terms of trying to tighten it up, a lot of people keep turning, and there's no need to do it. The idea of the press is that you let the press do the work. So when we get to friction, which we're not at yet, but once we get to friction, then we just leave it and the press will do the work, and it will just keep running through. Once it's finished running, then again just give it a little tightener. I'm just going to change these jugs over, and we'll see how much we actually get out. But you can see how simple it is. It's not a hard process, this. As I've just demonstrated there, it is quite easy for the press to rock. You'll actually see that there are 3 holes in each of the feet, well, 1 hole in each of the 3 feet, and it can be bolted down. So if you are having a press in a permanent position, then it's well worth looking at doing that. So we've got about 3 litres out. 11 litre press, it was full. We talked about 25 to 30% of the capacity of the press actually coming out in juice. We can go a bit further, but we're very much near the end. And there we go. So, little demonstration of actually getting some juice out. As I said, if we want to stop the browning effect on the juice, a Camden tablet in each of those would solve the problem, stop it browning. And then obviously we've now got options. What are we going to do with the juice? We can turn it into cider, we can just, as I say, just keep it for drinking purposes.